Good, bad, and in between at Trader Joe's for 2021. I took a trip to TJ's and I uncovered some new things that they've got out on the shelves for 2021. Now, Trader Joe's has made a huge move towards really trying to have better for you items on their shelves. So everything that I'm going to talk about is definitely in a category of its own as far as just being more upper echelon compared to what you'll find at a regular grocery store. But still, for the sake of a typical Thomas DeLauer video, I'm going to divide them into three categories. Things that you can consume all the time, things that you can consume sparingly, being like, hey, this is something that you could just have now and then, and things that really should just be considered like a treat now and then. Now, this is with no specific dietary pattern. It's not keto, not fasting, not paleo. It's just what is new in sort of the better for you category. So let's go ahead and jump in and find what was at TJ's. After this video, please do check out Thrive Market. They are an online membership-based grocery store, and they are a huge supporter of my channel, and this episode is brought to you by them. So down below in the description, there is a link to check out Thrive Market. You can get really awesome deals on a lot of very similar foods to what I'm going to talk about today, except they get delivered to your doorstep, and they're usually pretty darn economical. A lot of times the same, if not even better price than most of the grocery stores, and then it ends up getting delivered to your doorstep. So big thank you to Thrive Market for the continued support, and check them out down below in the description where you can get a free gift if you use that link. All right, let's rock. First thing, plantain croutons. I love plantains for the sake of the microbiome, okay? They are a very difficult starch to digest because they are a specific kind of resistant starch. So a lot of times you'll hear me talk about in my videos like green banana flour or green plantains or plantains in general. So these are croutons that you could be using realistically on keto if you wanted to. Ingredients are plantains, high oleic sunflower oil, dried garlic, and sea salt. So the sunflower oil, you know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I also understand in any somewhat processed food, they're usually going to use it because it's more shelf stable, especially in its high oleic form. So it's higher omega-6 than I would like, but the fat content here is so low. It's only 1.5 grams of fat per serving. I'm really not too overly concerned with it because it's not like a fat-based food, so I'm not getting a copious amount of it. So I'll actually put this in the category of, realistically, you could probably have it every day on keto if you were just using a couple tablespoons in a salad. So what I'll do is I'll put that over here in the good category. Then I'll kind of move on down the line. Now, next one that I found was this new kind of keto collagen. This is not Trader Joe's brand. This is something called Superior Source, which I've never heard of. Keto collagen with MCTs from coconut oil. This was 20 bucks. For collagen, that's a pretty good price. So we have hydrolyzed bovine collagen, 10 grams, 3.5 grams of medium chain triglycerides, and other ingredients, some acacia gum as a fiber, alkalized cocoa powder, which I'm a fan of, natural chocolate flavor, and stevia. So no erythritol, no sugar alcohols. This is absolutely something you could have daily. And it's chocolate flavor. I'm a huge fan of collagen on keto because it's very, very, very bioavailable, and it helps you out a lot of times when you are doing keto as far as hair, skin, joints, nails, everything like that. Plus, I'm a big MCT fanatic anyway. So that definitely can make it into the, yeah, you could use it daily. Okay, kind of jumping around a little bit. Now I found something in the frozen section. Acerola puree. Now what this is, acerola is a kind of cherry. Now you might think, okay, fruit, Thomas, come on, I know you don't like fructose, I know you don't like a bunch of fruit, but this is cool because these are divided into these little pouches. You can feel them here. And one pouch is only 6 grams of carbs with 1 gram of fiber, so 5 grams of net carbs. And it is one of the highest forms of natural vitamin C that you could find. So if you were into like having even a low carb smoothie, this would be a good thing to add to it because you don't have to have a copious amount of fruit coming from like high sugar mangoes or kiwi or anything like that. So a very low carb fruit, but also in a super convenient pack. So if you're trying to enrich your kind of natural consumption of vitamin C and antioxidant rich foods, this is a pretty cool find. I would take this over like acai, and it's actually quite cheaper than acai. In fact, the vitamin C content is better than acai. Something you want to have every day? That's up to you and how much you're watching your carbs, but it would actually make sense and it would be okay to have it daily if you wanted to. Okay, moving on down the line, what else do we have? Okay, I want to compare their two plant-based creamers that they have now. These are relatively new. This one's been there for a little while, but this Plant Folk one I've only seen in the last couple of months. So the ingredients are quite similar. First one, the Trader Joe's coconut almond is water, cane sugar, coconut cream, almond butter, which is kind of interesting, then a bunch of natural flavors, sunflower lecithin, sodium bicarbonate, potassium citrate, barley malt, and soy flour. Not a huge fan of that, all right? But let's compare it to this one. This Plant Folk one is coconut milk, which is better than just water. Okay, a little bit of cane sugar again, 2% or less of natural flavors, gellan gum, sodium bicarbonate, potassium citrate, titanium dioxide. Ooh. So I just did a video talking about titanium dioxide. It's what gives it that kind of like white, shiny consistency and look. Turns out that titanium dioxide does some pretty gnarly things within the body, okay, specifically within the gut. So we don't really want that. So although I don't like what's in the coconut and almond creamer, I really don't like what's in this Plant Folk one. So I'm gonna put the Plant Folk one far on this side. That's one that I don't think you should really touch at all. So I'll put this one sort of in the middle so that we kind of have it just there, and then let's move on down the line. Let's get these guys. Okay, next up was this really cool one that I found, this Thai-style green chili sauce. Says a slightly spicy aromatic sauce with garlic, shallot, lemongrass, and Thai lime leaves. Let's see. Green chili pepper, good to go. Rice bran oil, ooh. It's not my favorite, but then we have a garlic puree, which is garlic, it's just some other peppers and stuff like that. More peppers, shallots, and small amount of cane sugar, lemongrass puree, xanthan gum, citric acid, ground Thai lime leaves, natural flavors, maltodextrin, potato extract. Okay, so there's definitely some fillers and some natural flavors in there, but there's nothing in there that is like a crazy preservative or something that I know is going to be harmful to the body. So this kind of things that you want to have in moderation. Low carb, we have 4 grams of carbs, so it would add up, definitely. I'm going to put this in the middle. This is a cool item. I haven't tasted it yet. So I would say, yeah, maybe have that once or twice a week and just, use sparingly. Don't go crazy on it. All right, this new find was really interesting. I've not tried these yet. Crispy onion chips. So you know how they take like beet chips and all these things, they air dry them or they fry them? Well, this is done with onions. Now, onions are a great source of prebiotic fiber that can be very good for the microbiome and short-chain fatty acid production. 3 ingredients here: onions, rice bran oil, and salt. Now, the rice bran oil is pretty hefty because I noticed that there's 16 grams of fat per package. So if you were only having a small amount of this, it'd be fine. My concern is you're probably going to get some bloating and discomfort when you eat this because onions are so rich in prebiotic fiber. But again, with 17 grams of carbs, mainly coming from the onion sugar, it's probably not exactly keto friendly, but it is something that you could have sparingly. I wouldn't munch on them every day. You probably wouldn't want to either because people might get tired of your breath. Okay, so that's going to go in the middle. It's not bad, but it's also not great. Okay, then this new spice, okay, this Ajika Georgian seasoning blend. I saw this one and I was expecting to see a bunch of maltodextrin and a bunch of other stuff in it. But I look at the ingredients, it is epically cool. Crushed chili peppers, coriander, fenugreek, which is so good for testosterone production in men, dried minced garlic, salt, and marigold. That's it. No maltodextrin, nothing. You could absolutely, positively have this every day. In fact, I think it would be doing you a benefit if you did. Okay, now moving on down the line. Oven-baked cheese bites. Kind of like parm crisps, things like that, pretty simple. We have semi-aged cheese, we have microbial enzymes, that's normal, tomato powder. This one has natural flavors, so onion powder, garlic powder, spices, chili powder, and citric acid. So the natural flavors might want to avoid a little bit, but hang on, there's another flavor. Let's look at this other flavor. Semi-aged cheese, then we have microbial, like I see, more natural flavors, dehydrated black summer truffle. Okay. We're both in the same ballpark with the natural flavors. So as far as which one's better, probably about the same. I wouldn't have these every day, but the natural flavors, again, it can be a big, big crapshoot because natural flavors can be one of 150 different incidental additives. Some are good, some are bad, and there's no way of knowing at all unless you are the formulator. So we have to guess, or we have to lean into the integrity of whatever the company is that we know of. So I don't think that's a terrible product. So I'm not gonna like 86 it and put it over on that far end. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's go. This one was interesting. This seems to be a knockoff of the Elizabeth's granola that you see at Costco. It's a grain-free granola. It is absolutely positively a sugar treat, okay? It's almonds, dried coconut, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut sugar, tapioca syrup, chicory root, coconut oil, tocopherols as a preservative, which is fine. Okay. So coconut sugar is still sugar. One would argue, oh, it's coming from coconuts. It's not. It's still sugar. It's still sugar. So I know it's still just a sugary treat. I'm torn before if I want to put it in the middle or if I want to put it on that side. I guess it comes down to ingredient-wise, cleanliness-wise, it makes the middle category. How often you should eat it? Probably over there. But for that sake, I am going to put it in the middle because I do feel like it's something that it's pretty clean ingredients overall, and I'm happy with that. Okay, now I found this organic ginger turmeric herbal tea, which this one I have tried before. Ingredients are organic ginger root, organic turmeric, organic licorice, organic orange peel, organic orange oil, and organic black pepper. They even add the black pepper to make the turmeric bioavailable and activate the curcuminoids. Interesting thought to have that in a tea. Absolutely, positively could have that daily. Let's put that there. Okay, let's jump around a little bit. Oh, here's another cool keto find. This one was interesting. A Mediterranean gilt head brim fillets in olive oil. This is brand new kind of fish. This is a very good fatty fish. And the only ingredients are gilt head brim, olive oil, and salt. That's it. Okay, so we're talking 0 grams of carbs. We're talking 8 grams of fat, which are coming from tremendous omega-3s. So it doesn't list the omega-3 content, which it doesn't have to. But this is awesome. I mean, if you wanted to eat canned fish all the time, you could, and absolutely do great on keto. I'm a big fan. I authored a Mediterranean keto cookbook, and like this is a big part of it, this kind of fish. So heck yeah, you could absolutely have that every day. Okay, now let's jump over to something else that's new. Okay, this was interesting. Vegan bolognese style pasta sauce with tomatoes and meatless plant-based crumbles. Okay. I mean, in an effort, look at so many ingredients. Whole peeled tomatoes and juice. Okay. Plant-based crumbles. Water, pea protein starch, canola oil, coconut oil, pea protein isolate, natural flavors, modified cellulose, yeast extract, citrus fiber, tapioca starch, gum arabic, cognac gum, carrot, okay, mushroom, extra virgin olive oil, onion, celery, nutritional yeast, yeast, niacin, pyroxene, hydrochloride, thiamine, hydrochloride, riboflavin, folic acid, garlic, lemon juice concentrate, sea salt, basil, porcini mushroom powder, black pepper. Okay, so some of the things that sounded like super scary are actually just ingredients in the nutritional yeast. This actually isn't too terribly bad. I don't like that the vegetable oil blend is made out of canola oil, but at least they're using coconut oil as well. So canola and coconut. So you might think like, okay, Thomas is probably like this anti-vegan, anti-plant-based guy. Not at all. Like I've done plant-based keto, I've messed around with it. So I'm not just gonna automatically 86 this because it's plant-based. Yes, I put that one over there, but that one's a bad pony. He needs to get in his corral. This one, sorry. Sometimes you just gotta roll with what comes out of your mouth. But you know, just because this one is not like carnivore, isn't keto, doesn't mean I don't like it. So I actually think this is fine. It's just the canola oil kind of upsets me a little bit. So it'll be middle category. All right, we're getting down to the last few here. Artichokes, long chain inulin, technically very long chain inulin. One of the best probiotic fibers you get is from artichoke. So what is in this? This is like a Mediterranean kind of tapas style where you could just like have it to serve like on a charcuterie or whatever. So we have artichokes and sunflower oil, olive oil, wine vinegar, water, salt, acetic acid, and spices. Acetic acid is the primary vinegar or acid that is in apple cider vinegar, which has huge blood sugar modulation effects. So the acetic acid in this alongside the prebiotic fiber, pretty awesome product actually. The sunflower oil is a little bit disappointing because they could have just left the sunflower oil out and used olive oil. They have olive oil in it already. But what's funny is they put sunflower oil in there because it's cheaper. And then they also had olive oil so they can call it Mediterranean. But in reality, this is a dead giveaway that it's all about the margin. Olive oil is more expensive than sunflower oil. So it's purely margin. Like you just like gave it away. Probably jumping over dollars to save pennies here. So I wouldn't eat it every day unless you give it a bath. Give it a bath, scrub it real good, get the sunflower oil off of it, and then you could use it fine. So in that case, I mean, it's something you could have every day. The artichokes itself is good. You just want to wash it off. Okay, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. 100% ginger drink mix. What is in this? Ginger powder. That is it. Pure ginger powder. Okay, there's no sugar, nothing else. 14 grams of carbs though. Where's it all coming from? Well, because ginger is still a starch. So is it keto? Yeah, you'd be fine. But you might want to just have half a packet. This is pretty cool though. Digestive benefit, everything. Yeah, that's going to go in there. It's definitely good to go. All right, then we have these guara almonds with extra virgin olive oil and sea salt. Okay, guara almonds, extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and then sunflower oil at the end. Unfortunate, at least the main oil is extra virgin olive oil. So I think that this would be okay to have on a daily basis. All right, then we have avocado oil spray. And I like that they're using the one that doesn't need any like CFCs or anything. These are like kind of there's no propellant in it. We have ingredients, avocado oil. Very high oleic acid content in olive oil, plus it's a very high smoke point, so it's super good to cook with. So heck yeah, you can see Trader Joe's is doing some good stuff. And then we got one last thing here. We've got roasted and salted Marcona almonds with rosemary. Ingredients being almonds, sunflower oil, sea salt, and dried whole rosemary. It frustrates me when you take a beautiful like fatty acid profile of a nut and adulterate it with like a sunflower oil or a canola oil. Frustrating. The rosemary, a very good hispidulene content, which is going to be very good for fatty acid fatty acid utilization, PPAR alpha, so a fat adaptation. So if you're doing keto fasting, this is a good choice. The sunflower oil makes it less than optimal, but not bad. Okay, almonds already don't have the best fatty acid profile. You're just making it a little bit worse by using sunflower oil. I would have rather seen it with olive oil. I'd say if it was between these two, I would go with this one, better fatty acid profile. So that one makes the cut, this one hits the middle ground. So the only thing that we have there is that bad little pony that's in his corral, and he is bad and you don't touch him. Everything else is fair game. I mean, this is stuff you could have every day, this you could have a few times per week. So as always, keep it locked in here on my channel, and I will see you tomorrow.